Fuck yous are on Mamdani. I loved visiting New York City, but there was so much bullshit when I visited it that I don't think I'd go back, even though I really want to. Fuck you!
Halo remake sucks, don't buy it.
Wow, what a shocking turn of... You're telling me the remake sucks? Oh god, 30% cheap. Well, good luck to New York City. You know, so far everything's done in New York City's failed miserably. Seriously,
I'm still in the chair.
He's not moving from his chair.
Oh yeah, I'm not moving from this chair.
Doesn't like...
there's these magical suburban voters that voted for Trump in 2020 and 24 that are swinging 40 points. Oh my fucking god. Some people are still pushing the idea that, oh guys, ActBlue is raising money, therefore they're in a good financial situation. I'm not even joking. You have people that actually are saying that because ActBlue has money, that means the Democrat Party has money. No, they don't. They have no fucking money. They can't raise anything. Seriously, where are these big donors at? That's my question.
They've all either fled the Democrat Party or they Trump.
Yeah. And the ones that are still Democrat, they're just going right to the candidates. And yeah, that's why Tel Rico has a lot of money, Ossoff, but they're burning through so much of it, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, right here, the DNC put up its HQ as collateral last year for a $15 million line of credit. It's just $15 million. I don't know what to say about, like, at some point, they got to pay off that debt. And so far, they're not paying off their debts. So, I don't know what the strategy is here. Do they just say, fuck it, we'll deal with it later? And pray to God we can raise money somehow? Because at some point, you gotta pay off the debts. You cannot just keep applying for loans. That's not how that works, but...
Their big hope is to take back the House so they can impeach Trump once a week and cry about our democracy and get the donors to start donating again.
I mean, that has to be the strategy. They have to win 26, and not just a tiny margin. They have to win in a landslide. If they barely win 28, or I should say 26, those donors are not going to come back. They're going to say, what the fuck you guys doing over here? How do you lose? Well, here's the thing. If this fails...
wants to be president so bad. He's like cosplaying as president. Remember, he did the whole, like, when he did the Netanyahu statements, which got, like, what, 10 million likes, or 20 million likes on Instagram, TikTok, whatnot.
Yeah.
Because, you know, young people are retarded. But, like, this guy, he's trying to do, like, the president posts. Like, you can tell this guy really wants to be a president, but, you know, he can't. Because...
legally can't.
This is why you can't get this guy. This is why you can't let the DSA take power. Because if they do, they're going to change the constitutional rule so they can get President Mamdani.
Yeah, and so this is what Mamdani put out today. Oh God, 30% cheap. Well, good luck to New York City. You know, so far everything's done in New York City has failed miserably. Seriously, has he been successful in anything as mayor?
No. I mean, he's been successful in getting a bunch of idiots to clap by jangling his keys and saying they're going to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu.
I mean, economically and like law, crime-wise, has anything actually improved in New York City?
No.
I'm serious. I don't live in New York City. I don't like pay attention to most, but can anyone point to a single actual success? Because when you think about it, most of these policies, they have not been in effect at all this year. They're just now starting to go into effect. And I don't think it's going to work.
I will say this about Mamdani. This guy probably has the charisma to just get away with anything. The whole Mamdani shtick of like, oh yeah, I can't actually arrest him, that should have been like a PR disaster, but instead he basically cosplays as the president and it turns into a PR success.
Yeah. But I do think at some point, this gimmick I don't think is going to last forever. That's my take. I think at some point the gimmick's gonna wear out, because even in New York City, he's not the most popular. People forget he barely cracked 50%. I know that
he's not popular, and he won because illegals are allowed to vote in New York City mayoral elections. He has not had a popular approval rating whatsoever. His approval and his popularity is entirely astroturfed by terminally online millennials and older Zoomers who are a bunch of fucking pussified freaks. They're all DSA, terminally online man-children. The only fucking reason Mamdani is even frequently talked about beyond what he's actually worth, which is a third-world parasite scumbag who illegally ran his way into becoming mayor of the crown jewel city of the United States of America, is because there's a bunch of fucking 80 IQ mindless drones known as illegal immigrants in this country, and they're downwardly socially, economically mobile fucking vanguard of pussified, self-loathing, self-hating liberals. That is the only reason he continues to be propped up. I'm so fucking sick of hearing about him. And honest to God, the only reason I mentioned the price controls thing is because, for those who are unaware, I am a statistics student. I want to be an economist. I want to study the economy, because that's something a lot of Americans don't actually fucking fully comprehend. You know, obviously, I want to run for public office too. So when I see this dumb motherfucker fucking propagating one of the most horrible, retarded fucking things imaginable, which is price controls, it makes my blood shoot through the fucking roof, because that's the exact kind of person the Democrat Party is trying to manifest itself into and prop up to run the country. Fuck you, Zoran Mamdani. I loved visiting New York City, but there was so much bullshit when I visited it that I don't think I'd go back, even though I really want to. Fuck you, you Ugandan son of a bitch.
Okay. Abolish the Senate. True. Abolish ICE. Absolutely. Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone in the U.S. illegally. Yes. Defund the Pentagon. Absolutely. Abolish prisons. Yep. It's not out of context. She's literally saying yes, 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 yes. Not all.
Yes.
Congratulations, DSA, for giving Republicans free advertising for the next 200 years.
Like, this here is what you get. And I know people have issues with the GOP and Trump. I do, significantly. But this is your opposition. This is who's running the Democrat Party at this point. You think I'm exaggerating? Look at New York City. Look at Colorado. Look at all these states had primaries, and basically everywhere, these nutcases are winning. So, yeah. This is your opposition. This is who you get to pick from. Either the GOP or these people.
I don't know about you, but I'd rather have 53 Lindsey Grahams in control of the Senate than whatever the fuck the Democratic Socialists of America are going to cook up for the Senate.
Well, no, according to Rich Barris, we need to let these people win for Israel.
Oh my God! I don't fucking get what Rich Barris thinks.
What?
Manhattan Institute has the generic ballot at D+4.
I'm not getting out of my chair.
Yeah, he said the thing.
White plus 8R. Okay, white R plus 8, black D plus 61, Latino
Holy
D
shit.
plus 14, Asian/other D plus 12, independent D plus 14, college D plus 16, no college R plus 5. That seems like a bit of a dim bias poll, if I had to guess.
Well, to be fair, it is a Trump plus 3 poll from 2024. But even then, look at the vote shares. To me, this screams those undecideds lean to the right. Those undecideds are Republican-leaning voters. I've been trying to explain this for months now. Yes.
Well, they're saying that Trump has a negative 10 approval rating in this poll.
Which I would say is, you know, about where I have it right now.
But also, I'm flabbergasted at the D plus 61 black. For everyone listening, if it's D plus 61, the Democrats got fucked.
Yeah. They're gonna get crushed.
Which is also why you can't really dive like too deep into crosstabs.
Yeah,
I mean, it's entertaining. I mean, it's entertaining for sure, but
yeah, you have to be careful.
You get wonky results like Republicans winning the black votes while being down by 20 points.
You gotta be careful, but still, it's like this has been a consistent trend I've noticed, especially with Hispanic voters. I get it. I know that crosstabs you gotta be careful with, but it's like when Republicans are actually doing better with Hispanics this year, which I didn't think was possible, but they got it. Like, if Democrats are doing worse with Hispanics, they're screwed. I just, especially without Trump on the ticket. Trump on the ticket, that's a different story, but I don't know. We shall see. The fact that we're getting so many of these polls that show the generic ballot is D+2 to D+4, which I have at that right now. D+2 to D+4 roughly. Not this D+25 or D+15 or whatever people have it at this point. October surprising. I'm curious, like, what? We've had so many October surprises hit in July. What's going to be the October surprises when October hits? That's going to be the real question.
I'm kind of scared about that, not gonna lie.
I'm kind of spooked about that. It's like
the Muslim. It's gonna be the Muslim running in Michigan. Turns out has ties to ISIS or something.
God.
I just hope there's nothing against Paxton.
No, the thing is, like, Democrats for some reason they kind of blown their load on the scandals on Republicans. For some, like, they used all their scandals early this year. I don't know why, but.
Also, what would the scandal be with Paxton? Everyone already knows about his mistress. We went through there was a whole trial in the Senate about it.
All right. I think that's kind of it for today, though. We went over everything. I'm curious to see what the October surprises are. We haven't had, we had one last year, or 24, but we need a big, I have a feeling we're going to get a big one this year. Like, there's got to be something Trump has up his sleeve. Be like, yeah, we're gonna win because of this. But
I wish it was still Plattner in Maine. We'd get that October surprise.
who remembers Courage the Cowardly Dog? Oh, that's in our class.
Courage, Cowardly Dog, beautiful.
Oh, you know who's very familiar with Courage the Cowardly Dog? My friend Napoleon, because he literally posts Houston's in his chair.
Really?
I'm still in the chair.
He's not moving from his chair.
Oh yeah,
I'm not moving
from this chair. Doesn't like in the actual episode doesn't Eustace like stay in the chair?
He
even
literally
as the
stays
house
in
is destroyed.
it. Yeah,
like
there's
the
like
house
a tornado.
I've had a few lives.
Blows up. The house literally blows up. He's sent flying into the sky, and he's yelling, "Nope, not getting out of this chair!"
Is he still in the chair while flying?
Yeah, he's still in the chair
Good.
while it's flying.
He's just
I love that.
Courage
show.
Cowardly Dog is such a good show. Oh my gosh.
The OG Scooby Doo stuff, like.
Oh yeah. By the way, Halo remake sucks. Don't buy it.
Wow, what a shocking turn of you're telling me the remake sucks?
Yes.
Like, okay, tell me how bad it is it?
They gave so basically there's this Easter egg at the start of the game where if you shoot the people in the first room that you were like, oh my gosh, the Master Chief has gone rampant, and they all kill you, the Marines kill you.
Yeah.
They gave all of the women in the hangar double, triple, quadruple health to the men so that you can instantly kill the men.
Wait, what?
All female development team, by the way.
I didn't see the.
And they took a dev out of the game. They inserted 3 prequel missions where the focus of them is a girl boss, DSP, and she is like, oh, I'm not convinced by the government propaganda. Basically, it's a woman there to nag and bitch at you, it's supposed to be this character arc where at the end she's like, oh, you're not so bad, but it's total girl boss bullshit. At the end she's like, I'm not gonna let you steal all the glory. She's a bitch from start to finish. Basically, long story short, That company is incapable of making a Halo game. They're incapable of making the power fantasy that was at the center of Halo. And please at the CEO of Xbox and tell her to shut down that stupid studio.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've only played Halo
Don't reorganize it. Don't put new people in it.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. It's the admin. It's not the people running that company are shit. The bureaucrats, the admins, the consultants, all these people that are keeping their jobs are shit. And the only solution is for the studio to shut down. It is I'm Halo Fan 773, the guy that bought all the Halo games from you as well. I am telling you right now, shut down Halo Studios. I don't care if no more Halo games are made, but if there was to be one made in the future, it should be made by a different studio.
How about maybe fans of Halo?
Except Bungie.
No, but this has been from the beginning. Look, I was 15 years old when Halo 4 came out, and I sat in line. I was hopping up and down in the GameStop, and people laughed and made fun of me because of how excited I was to pick up my copy of Halo 4. I went home, was very depressed and dejected because it wasn't as good as it should have been. They had this Spartan in Halo 4 named Sarah Palmer, who did not have to go through all the things the Master Chief went through. She did not have to go through the child psychological torture to become a super soldier. And like her first line to the savior of humanity and all life in the galaxy was, I thought you would be taller, poofed. Like, and like, so that was 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, I was 15 years old in 2012. But also, ladies and gentlemen, that is how bad it was. That is how bad Halo 4 was. And now we're here 14 years later at their attempted remake of the first game. And they're making the same mistakes. That's my point. And they're making the same exact mistakes.
Aren't they going to do like Halo 2 also? Because there's like a post-credit scene, I think.
No, fuck no. They canceled all of their projects because all of their projects were like, they were going to make a battle royale. They're going to make an extraction shooter. They've been doing nothing but chasing the coattails of trends. But because they're lazy pieces of shit, they can't produce a game quickly enough to actually follow or catch a trend. So yeah, no, you understand why I want the studio shut down now? It's because they're failures. They're pathetic, disgusting failures who are all of the employees at Halo Studios, excuse me, they changed their name. All of the employees at Halo Studios today are sitting around, quote unquote, brainstorming their next project because, oh my gosh, we had to cancel 3 projects. They had to cancel 3 projects. They outsourced 90% of their work and they had to cancel 3 projects. So long story short, burn down the studio. I am so desperate. I will either accept there being no more Halo games, or I will accept some random studio that is actually full of veterans that made good games in the past. I will let you make a new Halo game. I am that desperate. I am that low. I am that far. Like, I am at such a low point in my life in terms of Halo. I'm at a high.
He didn't have to, because he was the Senate Majority Leader for what, 20 years or so?
Yeah, he became the leader after 2008, I think it was. So,
yeah,
18 years.
He was Senate Majority Leader he was a Senate Majority Leader for at least 3 of his terms in the Senate. And even in his even in his last fucking session, or his last fucking term as senator, he was
damn.
Just passed. John Thune has done fucking nothing.
Yeah. That's the issue with John Thune. Like, and he keeps making excuses like, "Oh, I might close a recess if we get the votes." Why aren't you saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can to cancel the recess"? Why is it if? Why is it like you have to ask people? You're the majority leader. Because
John Thune is the prototypical pre-Trump Republican in a lot of ways. He is spineless. He is cowardly. He cares very little about the issues. He cares entirely about being the perpetual opposition candidate, he operates on the old pre-Trump modus operandi of, if we are the perpetual party of dissent and opposition, we'll get money. I have a cushy position from a state no one fucking pays attention to. And the only reason that doesn't work now is because Trump has been such a paradigm shift to the political arena that, surprise, you're actually expected to fucking pass things now. We are electing people to the House. And by the way, that's another thing. America First, Mark tweeted this out on AFI last night. Stop saying the Republican Congress is not passing things. Say the Senate.
My take is like, I'm not one of those people that say, oh, buy nothing digital. You could buy stuff digital, just I think there should always be an option for physical for most stuff. Like this idea of it's old digital, like Sony's trying to do, fuck that. Like that's insane. Because you know what they're going to do. By the way, but they do that.
People are kind of confused on the digital thing because they're so used to getting amazing customer service from Steam on digital stuff. Look, the second that Gaben dies and someone else takes over Valve, you could really do a 180 pivot on digital media. The second someone that is less benevolent is offering you the digital media. And yeah, by the way, like simultaneously juxtaposed to this, like Sony is trying to make the next console have a controller without buttons.
I saw that. It's like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, I hope people understand why they're doing that. They want to make sure if your controller breaks, you can't fix it. You gotta go give it to some. You have to buy a new one, basically. It's fucking horse shit. That's what they're trying to do here. It's stupid. It's insane. But that's what Sony's trying to do.
Right to repair it. This is also why right to repair is a massive thing.
America PAC, which has said it knocked over on more than 10 million doors in 2024, will coordinate with other groups in the Republican ecosystem. By focusing on voter turnout, Musk Group will allow other GOP groups to gear their efforts towards TV ads. And that's a big fucking deal. So if I'm understanding this correctly, we already got TPUSA cooking in Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin. Now you get America PAC here. So here's what I think is going to happen. You're going to have TPUSA and America PAC. They're going to be focused on the get out the vote operation. They do the ground game stuff, which is a lot of money. But then you got MAGA Inc. and the other groups. They're spending all their money on attack ads and TV ads in general. That's what I'm understanding out of this. So that's a big deal for the GOP that we have. Oh yeah, the richest guy alive. He's back with us. Man, remember when he wanted to start his own party? Remember that?
Yeah.
What was the America Party or something?
The America Party, and everyone immediately ripped on it as the India Party because he was still, at the very least, he was still, unfortunately, stupid enough to be publicly pro. Oh, I'm gonna invite 1 million H-1B people to Texas right as the fucking Republican Party of Texas condemns Islam and mass immigration.
No, don't you know that, like, we have Thomas Massey and Rand Paul in the America Party?
I understand there's a separate motivation, but you shouldn't crap on someone that's doing what you need them to do just because, like, they have a different motivation than you. For this specifically, like, yes, obviously Marco Rubio wants to fix Cuba because he is Cuban, but Cuba is, like, somebody actually brought it up, like, some of the worst national offenders, people that have been destroying our country from the inside out, were trained by Cubans in Cuba, by communists living in Cuba. It's basically just like the communist proxy state. Every single discontent or malcontent from the former Soviet Union, from China, from all these people, they operate out of Cuba to twist and manipulate our politics. So destroying that regime, completely militarily conquering it, and scattering these people to the wind is probably one of the, seriously, the best thing you could do for national politics in this country.
Yeah, I agree.
To remind you all that it was Cuba who trained Tyler Robinson. It was them who trained the John Brown Gun Club people who initiated gun violence on July 4th, 2025.
I would say trained, but they had affiliations with them.
No, like when we're talking about training, we don't have to talk about like the violent, like yeah, political violence. Obviously, really bad, and we should stop that. We should stop Cubans training people to be violent. But like, dude, they were training like top level, like Senate candidates, presidential candidates for the Democrat Party. You need to understand that. Like, this is part, like, you wanted to get rid of USAID. Cuba is like a USAID on steroids. That's not an actual like reality, but it's directionally correct enough for you to understand why we need to stop this. Like, you get what I'm saying, right? Cuba is as important to Democrats as the USAID funding was.
And by the way, just a quick update from the Elon Musk stuff. This broke literally like 5 minutes ago. We got more information about Elon Musk's group, what they're going to do. So apparently he's authorized the super PAC an initial investment of $100 to $120 million in 2026. And apparently... Yeah, it's initial spending. They're going to target 5 states: Alaska, Iowa, Maine, Michigan, and Ohio. And is having conversations about the contest in North Carolina, Georgia, and Texas. Okay, so this is what I think's happening. They're going to target these 5 states because if they win these 5 states, you got the Senate no matter what. No matter what happens, you have the Senate majority. But it sounds like they're going to go all in on all of them. They just have an initial investment of $100 million on these 5 states. And these are states that are very cheap, especially Iowa and Alaska and Maine. So, interesting. Okay. I like the strategy. I think this is the best way to do it. I think you would want to invest in Texas, maybe, but I don't know. What are your thoughts, John, on this? This literally just broke like 5 minutes ago. It was one of those races. Basically, you had the Libertarians, Constitution. Look at this right here. The Constitution Party, which is a right-wing party, they got just under 1% of the vote in Michigan. Mike Rogers lost by 1/3%. Libertarians took 1%. The Green Party did take 1%, but really, if there weren't any independents in this race, Mike Rogers would have won. I don't get why people keep saying, oh, Mike Rogers lost by this landslide. He barely fucking lost. Lost by 0.3. Wow.
2% of the vote went to quote-unquote right-wing independents, if you want to include the Libertarians.
Yeah, and the Natural Law Party. The guys, this right here is why Mike Rogers lost. It's not like Wisconsin, though, where they had the America First Party. Whatever it was called. It was just stupid.
Yeah, it was the America First Party, which is crazy.
Yeah. But this right here is why Rogers lost. Of course, certain individuals are saying, oh, Mike Rogers he's not a populist, therefore he can't win. He nearly beat Slotkin. He nearly won. He got fucked over because these bullshit third parties. But yeah, I do think Mike Rogers, he is in a good position to win. I mean, he's raising a lot of money. Considering he's uncontested, he's raised quite a bit of money. He's running a good campaign, I think. And
he's a veteran. He was a factory worker. I can't think I cannot think of a candidate more effectively tailor-made to handle winning Michigan. You're talking about an ancestral Republican who is like a literally factory worker. Military veteran. Wasn't he in the army? John Thune has never controlled anything in his life. It was entirely McConnell and Graham, more or less, getting votes done. I don't think John Thune is in control of finances. I think somebody else is in control of the finances. And it wouldn't surprise me that if this person is a Trump loyalist, isn't Vance in charge of the Republican Party's finances?
He's in charge of the RNC's funding.
He's in charge of RNC funding. He's the RNC treasurer or finance chair, whatever term.
It was a bullshit position they gave him.
So Vance or someone close to Vance or Trump is in control of the money, which is why this money is being directed into these races, which is important because this is coming directly from the party into these critical races. So it doesn't surprise me that these PACs are instead going to be putting this into Senate seats that are going to probably be fine, such as Iowa or Texas or Alaska, but we still need to spend money.
Yeah, that's why I think the strategy
is
actually
here pretty smart.
So yeah,
this is the good strategy.
The NRSC, they're spending a lot of money in places like Ohio, North Carolina, Georgia, Maine. Isn't New Hampshire included? I think.
Yes, and Democrats are dropping $10 million on New Hampshire, which not to subtweet someone who I've been talking to recently, but if this is a D+10 environment, you're not getting a competitive New Hampshire.
Even with a Sununu, it would be closer.
Yeah,
You guys remember the disaster that was the southern border under Biden? Well, Spain just had that, but times 1,000 for how bad it is. So,
Really?
Morocco, the border with Morocco with Spain, which for those that don't know, they own a little part by Morocco. I forgot the name of the city.
They own like a mile strip.
Yeah.
A mile strip for some reason.
It's colonial stuff, but either way, so you had 50,000 Moroccans surge to the border and cross it illegally. Now, reminder, Spain gave how many million immigrants citizenship? Like 2 million? 3 million?
300,000.
Or whatever it was. Yeah, 300,000. 300,000.
Like 3 million that applied.
Yeah, that's what it was. And of course, now you have all these people flooding to the country trying to get citizenship. Man, who could have predicted this? Man, I'm shocked that nobody could have saw this coming. Oh, wait. Anybody with a brain saw this was what's going to happen. And it's getting so bad, even the EU is saying we got to close the border. You know what's bad when the EU is saying they got to close the border now? So, yeah. Spain, I think, is kind of screwed.
Bureaucrats of Brussels.
What?
The unelected bureaucrats of Brussels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to the point where Finland, Austria, and Italy are calling for the closing of the Schengen border with Spain.
Yeah. It's a fucking mess. And the Spanish government, they're doing nothing. They're literally doing nothing right now. It is insane what's going on here. And of course, even though this should just be anybody that's allegedly on the right should realize this is, illegal immigration. This is them surging the border. You know what people are blaming this on?
Let me guess. Is it Israel? A lot of money and support from NGOs on top of the Spanish government itself is anti-Spain. The Spanish government wants this to happen. Even though they're saying, no, we send them back across the border. We send military to support. No, the Spanish government is actively supporting the replacement of the Spanish people.
Yeah, and even the EU is saying you guys are nuts. And if the EU is saying what they're saying, it's dumb. Chance Drasic for 5. Imagine how big of a war chest would be if we didn't have to spend money to get rid of bad incumbents like Massey, Corden, and Cassidy. Yeah, good point. A lot of money. Correct the track for 2. Nobody expects a Spanish acquisition. That's real. We're going to acquire Spain as our puppet state. Careful God for 2. Look at the women and children in that video. Yeah, it's literally just all young adults. Young adults.
There's a video of a Spanish woman filming herself welcoming these migrants.
I saw that, and you know what? They saw that. They said that was an IDF agent. I'm not even joking, or Mossad agent. I literally 100,000 views or whatever it was. These people are insane. That's all they think about. And again, Israel's not helping themselves. A show like this, where you have the ambassador to the UN by Israel said Spain, which never misses an opportunity to lecture Israel, has declared a state of emergency following the crisis over its immigration policy. Maybe before it continues lecturing us, it's time to explain to the world why it still maintains, colonial enclaves in Africa.
Okay, yeah. It wasn't Netanyahu's son I saw. It was this
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the official ambassador to the UN for Israel. Man, I wonder why the world hates these guys. Why are you peddling left-wing talking points like this? Because the only people that say shit like this are leftists. It's a colonial enclave or whatever garbage. Seriously? But this is the issue, guys. I keep trying to explain to people, yes, there are actual issues with Israeli influence. That's a real issue. But not every fucking thing is, guys, the Morocco invasion's an Israeli psyop. You do understand what you're doing, right? If you make everything about Israel and make that your sole focus in life, make that your sole focus on fixing it, okay, you fix the Israeli issue. You don't got a country anymore anyways because you let the other shit happen. Congratulations, you stopped Israel though. That's the issue here. They're not focused on, hey, yes, there's some Israeli influence, that's true, but not everything is the idea for the Mossad. And I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about this over and over again, and they just keep saying it. Because somehow, it's like Kirk. Guys, a progressive could have never shot Kirk, guys. It must have been an IDF agent or an Egyptian. Fucking stupid. Absolutely stupid. This whole thing is just very sketchy. The whole thing doesn't.
That rural number. Hold on.
Yeah, so wait a minute here. Wait a second.
Come on, CNN, give me. What the heck? What the fuck?
What?
Hold on. This is 2024 data. Hold
okay,
on.
yes, Senate. So they have Abbott losing urban voters by 16, suburban by 5, rural by 30.
They have, in 2024, Trump lost the urban vote in Texas by 6.
Okay, fine.
And he won the rural vote by 42.
What about suburban voters?
Suburban voters, Trump won suburban voters by 25.
So you're telling me there's these magical suburban voters that voted for Trump in 2020 and 24 that are swinging 40 points. Oh my fucking God. They are finding these. It's not it's not white working class. It's white suburban voters. They're just shifting left, apparently. Allegedly.
No, how does that compare to 2022?
President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. How much you want to bet they sample white voters as Hispanic? Guys, I'm like 5% Hispanic, so therefore I'm Hispanic. I'm impressed by ICE. And on August 5th, Harris took the lead in the RCP average. And she surged. She had this magical surge until October. And then Trump won.
The brat surge.
Does this sound familiar? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Weird. Where have I seen this before? And Harris ended up by plus 0.1.
Seen it before. I've seen it. You can get that at a number of places.
Yeah.
To quote the big Spence.
Oh gosh. The Iran war's caused a 15-point shift to the left. Okay, guys, we've gone over this a million times. I've looked into plenty of polls. There is not a single fucking poll out there. Maybe for gas prices, that's a separate thing. But people are not saying the war in Iran. Real voters, not the fucking fake voters.
The average Republican and independent voter doesn't give a fuck about the war in Iran. The average voter gives a fuck about the economy and gas prices, which is what the Trump administration.
It's funny too,
right now.
because
the Iran war is the gas prices are a consequence of the
exactly
Iran war, correct? But people don't actually give a fuck about whether or not we're at war with Iran outside like certain turbo fucking third worldist Republicans who even like 10 years ago would have been Democrats. Not even necessarily like Obama Trump voters, just straight up liberal Republican types.
Well, not just
war in Iran needs to end for us to be able to get gas prices down. That is absolutely correct. But it is not.
I've heard they're going to. I've heard rumors.
The war in Iran itself that is causing this issue.
Yeah, we're also exporting millions of barrels of raw crude and petroleum on top of the millions of barrels we are getting from Venezuela.
Because, let me explain this to people, because people keep saying, oh, well, Iran closed the strait because they said so. No, here's what's really going on here. These ships don't want to go through the strait for a big reason. Their insurance rates are through the roof right now. That's why they don't want to go through it right now. Because if the insurance rates were what they were, if the British government wasn't stupid and actually did their job like they're supposed to, most of these ships would still be going through the strait right now. They're just worried that, oh, if my ship gets blown up because Iran is being dumb, the insurance will cover it. That's what's going on here. And yes, Iran is basically holding the world hostage indirectly by just blowing shit up in the straits. That does not mean they control it. There's a big difference. Controlling it would be having taxes on every ship and then all that. Like, they don't control the strait. They're able to threaten it, but
$10 to $20 of whatever the oil futures say right now is the increased risk premium.
Yeah, that's the issue. That is the real problem here. If Iran was able to control it, the American Navy would not be there right now. So
blowing them up.
Yeah, but now, like, yeah, you got London, and they're supposed to be like the top insurers in the world for shipping, and they're playing games right now with the shipping rates.
Yeah,
that's the real issue. If they weren't, we would have less oil going through, but it'd be a lot more than it is right now. But anyway,
man, if only people took for that the insurance that Trump was trying to offer.
He offered them a good deal.
No, apparently the U.S. Treasury was trying to do shipping insurance.
Well, yeah, they offered them a good deal, and they said no. And like, well, shit.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Because the world just loves to view America as this unilaterally evil, aggressive entity that does nothing but to benefit and enrich itself.
My God, people are actually... I've said this more and more. There are actually people convinced the American Navy's been sunk this entire time. Guys, if the American Navy was, like, destroyed, you're telling me that nobody would say a word? Nobody in the region would say a damn word? The only people saying it is Iran.
The beginning of the war where